Hi friends, namaste. Good morning or good evening. You all know me. This is Lavanya Viswanath from Australia with the divine blessings of Dr. Brahmashi Subhash Patriji and Swarnamala Patriji. Let us start our today's session. So I would like you to welcome back to the Divine Breath YouTube channel, Australia Initiative of Pyramid Spiritual Societies Movement. So the last week we have started this new book called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. So what did we see in our last class? We did, our author started about the chapter name, The Smoky Mirror, where who we came to know who are Toltecs. Toltecs are, so our author is also from a Toltecs a family, so from the family background. So you know that Toltecs are the spiritual scientists or the artist, women who has that intention to know spiritually and to know that we are gods, right? To know how we can become God. That was the main thing. So we also have the similar purpose to knowing that who we are, right? That is the main purpose. That's the reason we join so many spiritual groups, so that to know what we are, what we truly are. Yeah. And well, what did the main concept last week was about the smoke. What is smoke? Is like because we in different from different masters we keep hearing that so if any person or any experience which comes in front of you, that it's your own replica, right? So what's why? But do we think that we feel the same way that they are the replica of us? No, we identify like, okay, they are them. Okay, Madhu ma'am is Madhu ma'am, Jaya ma'am is Jaya ma'am, yeah, and Varasar is Varasar, and so like that, right? We don't think that, okay, Jai is same as Lavanya. No, I don't think that. Like if something, if Jai says something, then I start immediately like trigger my emotions and oh, how can you say that? Like why is that all happening? Yes, because there is a smoke between what our authors told that a mirror is just a reflection, right? Like of ourselves, but we are not able to see the other person as a reflection of ourselves because there is a smoke between us. What is the smoke made of? The smoke is made of our interpretations, of our perceptions, how we see the world, our belief systems, our faith. All these things play uh, play a vital role in our this outer world. That's what author says, that this is the smoke. That is the reason we don't see the reality the way it is. Okay, so that was a main concept in our first chapter, that is smoky mirror. And today we are going to see about the second chapter. What is that? Is domestication and the dream of the planet. Here the author says that it starts with while saying that the author says that we continuously dream. Our mind has a capability to dream continuously. So then the question is, okay, if the mind is dreaming continuously, so am I dreaming now? The author says yes, you're dreaming right now as well, even with your eyes open. And and when you are sleeping, we all know that we dream, right? Um, the main difference is when the brain is awake, there is a material frame. Okay, so for me, like you can say, like this is a house, I have this structure, and I can't seep through the walls, right? But whereas in a dream, I can. I can pass through the walls, I can pass through any kind of structure. There, the material frame, the structure, it does not have. Whereas when we are awake, we have the structure, but the mind has a capability to dream all the time. That's what our author is saying that the mind has capability to dream, and its main function is to dream. 24 hours a day it can dream. So this is what, when I learned this, is it? Okay. I felt that way, and probably you would also be feeling the same thing. Yeah. And he says that human author, you all know our author, Don Miguel Ruiz. Okay. So our author says that we have all the humans keep dreaming every time. So he says that, okay, when we are born, even before we have born here, so we have all this dream outside, right? Like, how is this dream of planet? Like, he says this planet is made of full of dreams. How it's like the small, like, I will have my own personal dream, and you will have your own personal dream. So millions of people of this planet have their own personal dream. All the small, small dreams, it becomes a dream of the planet. So this dream of like all our personal dreams together will then create what kind of dreams? Like, let's start from the family. So the small personal dreams, okay, a wife has its own personal dream, a husband will have its own personal dream. Together they create their family dream, and the children are brought up in that dream, right? So now this has become the family dream. And the similarly, all these dreams, it becomes a society dream. In the same way, it becomes the dream of the planet, dream of the country, city. Like, these are all the dreams. So the author says that we are, all the humans are born with a capacity that we can learn how to dream. And the humans before us, even before we born, they have created all these dreams. It's all set. You're not going to do anything. We're just coming out into this world and start learning these dreams. So, but this outside dreams has so many rules. Yeah. So when a child is born, let's say when a child is born, he doesn't he doesn't have a choice. Whichever family he's born, he's going to learn those dreams, the family dreams, right? So we introduce, our author says that when a child is born, we introduce all these rules, regulations, and we will teach a child how to dream. But the question is, okay, when we have we are born with the capacity to learn, right? So how do we teach our kids, masters? How do we teach? We teach by grabbing their attention. Yeah, we all have children, right? So when we when we think about, like, when a child just born, or like a child born after 1 or 2 years, it got the capability to start recognizing, and as soon as the in the after the child is born, in those stages we start teaching them, right? Like, we will see, like, pen, we will show any kind of pen, and we'll say, like, this is mobile, and anything, we'll start doing that. How do we do that? Like, if the baby is looking somewhere, do we start teaching it? No. How do we do that? We will grab its attention by saying, hey, look here, look here. We will make sure the baby is looking us, right? This is the secret that author says, that with this attention has the capability to discriminate what we don't want, and then focus on our perception, so that, like, we can perceive what we want, so that our focus is only on what we want. So when a parent is teaching a child, so we make sure its attention, the child's attention, is with us by looking into their eyes, right? We will grab their attention by making any kind of noise or whatever it is. It might be your voice or your um external noise, whatever you use it, but you will make sure the baby is looking at you, the baby's attention is with you. Then only you will start teaching it, right? So that is the main thing the author is saying, and that is And we all know that, right? Like the attention is the main thing. So, so by using this attention, we learn this whole reality. The author calls that we have the outside dream, that the rules of the society, rules of the the planet, the country, the city, all these rules together, it's called as outside dream. And we also have an inside dream, right? So this is what how the author identifies between outside dream and between inside dream. Inside dream is all our personal dreams. Outside dream is all the together, the society's dream, the family's dream, and whatever it is, all this falls under category of outside dream. Okay, I think so far you're all with me. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Probably we'll take it at the end. Yeah. And yeah, and everyone together, we're all masters. So we can, if I can't answer it, you'll all be able to help me out. Okay. So then, um, so we will create this. So with this attention, we will be able to learn this reality of a whole dream. We will learn how to behave in the society, right? Um, so it's a beautiful way where the author says, Masters. So how would we learn a dream? Yes, by our attention. So what, like initially when we go to a school, like back, let's go back to our childhood days. As soon as we go to school, like say kindergarten, yeah, grade one, grade two, so on, like we sit in a little chairs and our teacher will be there and she grabs our attention before teaching anything to us. Then only that information is passed to us, whatever it is, whatever the information it is, right? They try to hook our attention. Either it might be a school, or it might be any kind of religious place, or it might be in your family, parents, siblings, name it, whoever they are. Everyone uses the same thing, that is grabbing our attention, hooking our attention. Same then. So and then they will try to pass the information. So here the author says how important it is, the attention is. That's the thing, masters. I think this is the main thing. Attention. We have to, we all know that attention plays a, now from this, in this domestication and the dream of the planets in this chapter, this plays a vital role, attention. Okay, now let's see how it goes. So, and and what author says is like when they grab our attention, then when they grab the attention, then what happens? So now I'm talking to you all guys. So I'm so if you're like if you on the videos, then I think okay, then I'll see okay, you're all looking at me, right? So then I'll see, okay, they're looking at me, and I can, from your facial features, then I can see that, okay, you're understanding or you're not understanding, right? So when you're understanding, I can, from your facial features, I'll be able to see, then I can know, okay, when I can rely the information, what I'm supposed to do, okay, what I'm supposed to, right? So I start passing this information. So what happens after passing this information? After passing the information, and we have a choice that either to agree or not to agree. So when you agree, what happens? It becomes a belief. So only thing is, only when you agree, then only the information is going to pass through your frontal lobe, masters, and then going to set as a belief. So what happens after when you believe? It becomes your faith. What is faith? You don't question it, right? That's it. You don't question it. Like from your childhood, we do not have this kind of knowledge. Oh, okay. If someone is passing information, because we are naive, so we don't have any other choice. We don't know that there is a choice with us. As soon as our parents says, we believe them. That's how, like, because we do not have any kind of um, we don't know that there is different things we'll be able to choose it, we don't have the choice, like all these things we don't. I mean, from my childhood I did not know, masters, probably you would have known, but no, author says normally most of them fall in this bucket, that we do not know. So we blindly take that information and and then when you pass that information, I will agree. What happens when we agree? It becomes a belief. When we believe, it becomes a faith. So unconditionally, so you do not have any questions. So when we agree, what is agree? Say suppose now I'm speaking a language, right? So when I'm speaking this language, how did I learn, masters? Did I learn just like that? No. I've started the letters, alphabetical letters. Say A. I write it A. So that is, I'm agreeing, telling like, you know what? I've learned this letter A, and this letter A and the letter A you are learning. We are all agreeing that this is an agreement, that in a language, this is A and this is B. So author says that each and every minute thing of the information which is passing to us, that we are agreeing. So if this is a page, if in a book it's a page, we agree to it. Okay, this is called as page. If I say like, okay, apple, then I correlate it with a apple. Visually we will correlate, understand, and we put a meaning to it by visually, right? And and throughout the society, and it is the same. Does apple, if I say apple, everyone thinks that apple only, right? How did we learn this? When the information is passed, we are all agreeing that, okay, when I show an apple, it's an apple. You don't think it as a carrot or something else, right? So that is what we are agreeing. So this is how, from minute things, when the information is being passed to us, we are agreeing, masters. This is a little bit, I mean, small example, so that we can understand how we are agreeing to each and everything, even without our awareness. Okay. And as a child, we do not have any choice whether to believe or don't believe, right? Because in our childhood, we feel like our parents, whoever they are, like whatever they say, we just blindly put them into our faith. We don't have a capability to question. We were not that mature enough to ask, right? So we did not have any kind of choice. So as the information passed, we agreed. This all happened without our awareness, masters, agreeing, becoming belief, and then becoming faith. Okay, what our adult says, children just accept it. Yeah, and so our belief systems become stronger, like every day. It's not like belief systems is going to come in like one day just like that. No, it's like step by step process, each and every day, every minute. From our childhood, it's like a training. We keep training so that our belief systems is formed. So this process is called as domestication, according to our author. So from the first day, it start from like when you just start observe or seeing objects, and we'll see, okay, this is what this is, we identify it. And how do we train the children, masters? And author compares it with, so we train our children the same way we train our pet animals, right? Cat, dog, whatever it is, you train it similarly, the similar way you train your kids. How do we train, masters? It's a reward and punishment. Yeah. So what is a reward? Whenever a child does what a father, a mother, or like whatever, whoever it is, the elders who are there, if they behave the way that the parents want, then there's a reward. It can be a small reward, like saying a good boy, good girl, whatever it is. It's a reward. And when the children don't obey the way we want them, then what will we do? We punish. The similar way what we do with our pet animals, right? When we train, like we give them some feel, like when they behave the same way, we just give them some biscuits. And when they are not, we deprive them. That's all. So our authors compares our training. Similarly, like we train our pet animals and the children the same way, that is a reward and punishment. Um, so when we go against the rules, we are punished. But when we follow, what happens here? The reward is also attention masters. So let's see how it is. Yeah. See, when you are doing well, when from a childhood, like when I start behaving well, what will I'll see the connection with our parents, right? They talk to us, they say, "Good boy, good job." And when you are not performing, when we are not performing the way they want, they'll punish us. They don't even look at us. So what is the reward here? The reward is attention. When we grab that attention, we think that's a reward. That's a normal, right, masters? So, so, 1 second, masters. I think I have to spotlight. I did not realize so far. Sorry. Okay. So, uh, what did I say? Yeah. So so the attention is the key thing. So when we are when we are have that attention, so then we feel that it is I am being valued. Yeah, the same thing happens. Either you take it with the siblings or whoever it is. So we want that attention, and when we don't behave, the people will ignore us. Means it's a punishment. Yeah, the punishment, and we are so clever to identify what is the reward and what is the punishment. So when we start trying to, so as we grow, when we try to say, when we try to rebel and say, oh no, I don't want to do that, then your parents will not be happy. So what will they do? They will not give the attention. And then, and when you don't want that, so what will we feel? Okay, when I start trying that, because when we're a child, we will rebel a few times, and when we feel that okay, this behavior is not being accepted by my family, by my parents, by whoever it is, teacher, society, whoever it is, then we think okay, this when I do these kind of behaviors, I'm getting punished. When I'm doing these kind of behaviors, I am being rewarded. So so we are able to we are very very clever to know what kind of behaviors leads to what. Yeah, that is what the domestication process is. So initially, so all this domestication, each and everything masters the information, it becomes start coming into our becoming a belief, right? Belief, and then faith where you don't have any questions, you follow it unconditionally. So the domestication, this process is called domestication. So initially, you need your parents to say, okay, what is good, what is bad. So as you grow, and at a certain stage, then you don't need your parents, masters. You know what to do and what not to do. So how do you know what to do and what not to do? On what basis are you thinking that I have to do this, I have to not to do it? Because everything is being trained, and so all the systems, the agreements you have made, so these agreements will become like it becomes a book of law, masters. So these agreements become book of law, like every day, every minute, what your parents, teachers, society, your friends, families, all these informations keep coming into us. So everything, whatever the information, it becoming belief, it becomes like each and one page, become like big book of law. Yeah, it's like We all know the book of law, like in courts, they'll have a book of law. In a city, a country, like they will have their own book of laws, like how they have to be here and how they have to be in the society. They'll have their book of law. Like everything is those rules, right? And we also have a book of law internally. Internally, we have a book of law. So, how is it forming? From our childhood, the attention is being grabbed, information is being sent, and you agree. It becomes your belief, and belief becomes in turn becomes faith, where you don't question it. So, so now when you grow up, you become you become another, like I'll become like either my mom or my dad, who was their belief system is, so I'll be the same. Yeah, that's how when you really look back and you see that, okay, I'm behaving the same way like my mom used to behave when I was a kid. Like if I'm punishing the same way my child, then when I just look back, I would be doing the same way, because you have seen that and you have experienced it, and probably you took that without even your awareness and you start replicating the same. So this is all domestication process, masters. So after a stage, you do not need anyone to domesticate you anymore. So all this book of law, it is in your book of law. So we start behaving in that way. So and without question, masters, we follow that whatever it is in our book of law. It might be right, it might be wrong. But when we follow whatever it is in our book of law, we feel safe. That is how it's because from our childhood, we are being domesticated in this way. And when you try to do something that it is not in your belief system, what happens? You will not feel safe. You will not feel safe. Don't like to break those command, that breaking that, it's a very big thing. Yeah. So the author says, so whatever it is, either any kind of religious knowledge, whatever it is, or from the society or from your friend circle, whatever it is, it comes and it stays and it has become your book of law. So based on that, your book of law is belief systems, right, masters? So I think you're all with me. Yeah. So based on that, we will judge everything and everybody. Based on that, we are going to judge everyone. Either it might be a weather, dog, cat, whoever comes, whoever comes into my reality. So even without my awareness, I form a belief system. I'll judge. Ah, okay. I think this person is good. Ah, I don't think something, I don't feel that kind of frequency. I don't know. Yeah, all these things we start judging. Yeah. So this judging, and this is all based on the book of law from our domestication process, masters. That judging happens. You judge externally, and we all know the big thing is we judge internally as well. We judge ourselves, right? So that judgment, you judge outside, that's okay. But what is the thing you judge within you? So what is that when you judge within you? A victim? Yeah. When we start victimizing ourselves, right? What do we do when we victimize, masters? Okay. If I follow according to book of law, then I think, okay, good, Lavanya, you did very well. Good. And if I do something against my belief system, what I'm not supposed to, then for me, I'm not worthy enough to get that love. I'm not intelligent enough. Somehow I feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm trying, but I'm not good enough. I know I'm not good enough. So all these masters, we feel like for me, I don't think this love, I'm not worthy of his love or her love, or like, yeah, all this, it's based on our belief system, which is in our book of law. So these belief systems are so strong that we do not want to change these decisions masters. And these beliefs will control our life. Whatever you have learned from your childhood, sometimes you know that it's not right. Say any kind of superstitious. Okay. In South, when I was from my domestication process. So if in my family, when people say, okay, when a cat comes next to you, or when you're going in your car or somewhere, when a cat comes, then you don't move. You just stop the vehicle, and then you will wait for a minute or so. Then you start again and then go. And you know what? Even I do the same thing. Is that true? Does cat does anything? Probably. Sometimes it might be an instance where one of my family member, four grandfathers, somewhere my ancestors, they would have started somewhere, and when they've seen accidentally a cat, something has happened. So that superstitious has passed on, and it's been passing on, and I do the same thing. So when my child or my he looks at me, then he would also be doing the same thing. Is that belief system the true? And do I have a courage to break that belief system? This is a simple thing, masters, but we can start simple. That's what I'm telling. Like a belief system, we did not have a choice, but we did not know that we had a choice as well, right? So because we did not have that kind of awareness that okay, I have a choice that the information can come, but I have a choice that if I only agree, it goes in and goes into my memory and becomes my belief system. But I did not know. So this belief system, what happens if I break, masters? So I need a lot of courage, right, to break these belief systems. And what happens when I want to break these belief systems? I feel a funny sensation in my solar plexus, that is Manipuraka. That's what, like, there in our belief systems, we tend to keep all these emotions, right? Whenever we're going to meeting, we feel like, okay, in our offices, am I ready? Am I good enough? I may be able to present it properly. I may be able to get a yes from my team. All these kind of things will what you feel, masters. We feel that kind of is it a good feeling? No. What is it? It's an emotional poison, right? That's like it's all because it opens our emotional wounds, and it creates an emotional poison. So if I start thinking like, probably I have not prepared enough, then I would not present the way I'm supposed to, right? So all these things, like if you want to suppose to break your belief systems, you don't feel safe. That is what our author wants to emphasize. That's how our belief systems plays a vital role in our lives. So we need lots and lots of courage to challenge whatever the belief system is. So it might be a simple one, or it might, if it is if it is a big one. So I've just stated one simple thing. If I need to correct it in my belief system, where I feel that it's a vital thing for me, then how much courage I need, masters? Yeah. So that's how important I think you can understand the importance of our belief system, the importance, because we do not have the control on the information. Information, it keeps coming in this world. Yeah, in this world, everywhere, wherever I see, that information is keep pouring. It's my choice that either what to choose, what not to choose. Okay. So just as the government has a book of laws, so the society has a book of law. I did just mention that. We all have a book of law, and we have this victim that, and we have a judge that punishes if you are, and then it says that you are guilty, you have to be punished. But Our author says, okay, you're punishing, fine. But in the universe, if you do a wrong, if you do something, a mistake, even in a court masters, even for a person who has, they will give a punishment. So after that punishment, say if someone has gone to a jail and if they're punished for 3 years, then after 3 years, they are not supposed to be blamed that they have done that. You can't accuse them that they have done that anymore because that's it. He is done and he is out of that. But that is that do we do the same thing, masters, with us? So when we judge ourselves, our judge, we have a judge internally, right? Yeah, we judge others. Okay, let's keep that outside judging for a minute. We'll just keep it there. And now let's look at our inside. Yeah. So when we judge, what are we doing, masters? So suppose if I've scolded my child, yeah, when he's in year one or something. So what will I tell? Recall. I keep recalling, right? Sometimes like, okay, I should have not told that time. Or like you can say like, take it with the siblings or take it with as we grow, take it with the wife, children, husband, whatever it is. Do we pay for one mistake for one time? Or do we do we feel guilty thousands of times? Right? We have to question that, masters. See, that's what, but until I learned this book, yeah, I felt like, okay, I'm doing the same mistake. And the other day when I went here, there was a satsang, so there was one Guruji who has come, and he said like, the past is past. You have to put a full stop there because we keep nagging. We keep whenever there is a problem, like whenever there is some kind of struggle, power struggle, right, within our families, and really, what will we go? Just jump onto the past. See, you did say that to me that time. What, like I'm married for more than few years now, but still I go back to the stages during my initial stages of my life when I married. See, you just said that word, that thing. And I keep nagging my husband. I do that, masters. So that's what, like, uh, you all know Saroja ma'am and your Patri sir, everyone, right? People say that this kind of knowledge has to be given to the children even before the marriages so that they know how to behave in their own life. Even when from their childhood, this knowledge has to be given. Never too late that we're learning, but for the upcoming generations, we need to make sure this knowledge is available to them, that at least they have this visibility and they have this knowledge, and it's up to them again, their experiences, their life, and we do not, no one has a control on anything. But when we have this knowledge, at least a 1% can be used in those dire situations or in those power struggle arguments, right? That's what. So the author says here that when the judge within us criticizes or punishes and keeps saying again and again that you are guilty, that you should have not spoken that way with your friends or with your husband, wife, or with any kind of relationship, you name it, those kind of the arguments, the words. Yes, I've chosen it. Yes, I did say that. Yes, it was a mistake. Yes, I did say that it was without my unawareness. Yeah, because 10 years before, the Lavanya is not same as the Lavanya is here now. Right? Every minute, that's what I heard, that every minute, every day by day, we mature, that we think, okay, this is not the way it is supposed to. Okay, Yeah, I was at young, I was there like that. That's all right. You just learn from mistakes and keep moving. You don't need to think, okay, feel guilty again and again. I should have not told that. I should. You don't have any control on it. It's done. But why don't we put a full stop? Why do we always put a comma again and again, again and again? We keep referring. That's a big thing, Master. That's the reason I'm emphasizing here that how this judge behaves. And human is the only one who pays again and again for the same mistake, right? We make a mistake, we judge ourselves, we find ourselves guilty, and we punish ourselves. But does that stop there? No. It repeats again and again. Every now and then, when we come into that kind of struggle, that power struggle, or whatever it is, you try to keep bringing that conversation again and again. You make sure that person thinks that it's his fault. How many times does that person needs to feel that? That's the thing we need to question, masters. I think I'll stop here. I think this chapter will go on again. I think harmony. Yeah, I think we'll continue next week here. So with this, I'll stop here and I'll open up for questions. I'll try to answer, but if you have, or I'll take the help of others as well. So open the floor and let me know if the pace is all right or if you need me to slow down because this is the first time I'm narrating this or I started narrating. So need your suggestions, feedbacks, anything is all right. You can either put your feedback into the chat or you can unmute yourself and speak whatever way you feel comfortable. Okay, Madhu ma'am, thank you, Madhu ma'am, just very well explained. Okay, thank you, Madhu ma'am. Jam ma'am said, thank you, Jam ma'am, great session, thank you. Yeah, also let me know any kind of feedbacks, masters, yeah, so that I can improve. So there's a question from MS. To break a certain belief system, the author mentions one needs to have enormous courage. Do they also indicate how one will identify that the belief system needs to be broken? I meant whether one's knowledge helps identify which ones to break. How can we gain knowledge? You touched a bit over time, one mature and realize. Also, as they have formed over a few years, breaking certain beliefs can contribute to losing one's identity, which might lead to internal conflict. Yes, MS, yes, these questions, I think our author will be able to say that he can, yeah, in the upcoming sessions, we have these four beautiful agreements where reason the author, the name of the book is the four agreements. Those four agreements, we will be able to identify our belief systems and we can say, and authors tells us how to come out of those belief systems. And those agreements are so simple but very profound. I think I'll take these questions later because all these questions are going to be covered in our sessions. So all the four belief system, the four agreements will break all our belief system, masters. The only thing what we require, what author says is, only thing is to so author asks tells us how to identify as well with those agreements, and the only thing which we need is the courage to identify and the courage to come out of it. That's it. And with that, we will be able to come out of it. Okay. Any other questions, masters? Okay. Hope you're all doing meditation, masters. The first, make sure you do meditation. So that's the reason, but that will bring us into this awareness, masters. Yes, doing meditation, just doing meditation will, I mean, we will be able to come out of all these things with even without the knowledge, but it takes many years to come out of all these belief systems to identify within ourselves. But every time what Patrijisa says is meditation has to be backed up with the knowledge, the spiritual knowledge. Why? Because many people have gone through the same scenarios, same things what we are going through in our life system. Even the Bhagavad Gita that says the same thing, that we should read all kind of scriptures and all kind of, it might be new age masters or whatever it is, masters, that you back up with the knowledge, because people have gone through all this kind of situations, whatever are happening in our lives, and they've written so many books. So let's utilize it. Why do we need to again go and discover? Okay, in our meditation now we know what the sugar is. Why do you not go and discover again by yourself that okay, the sugar sweets she tastes like this? Yeah. So please do meditation, and also start reading books and or attend satsangs that lead these kind of same minded people where we can share our knowledge, and our this kind of sessions are all mutual, masters, where it's not only one person is sharing, it's every one of us are contributing their energies, and they can share their experiences. So that's the reason, like, we should all come up, like, if we want to share, when we are sharing, we will learn a lot, masters. So let's all share our knowledge. It might be anything. So we should all come up, and as a sessions progresses, I request everyone and to come over, and you can say, Lavanya, today I'll come and say to this session. I can do that for one day. Yeah, please open up and please come and share. I know you have all got so many experiences in your life. It might be um, it might be from the family, or it might be from anything, masters. So you have got something to share. So it's our duty, because we do not need to hoard the knowledge. We need to come and express it so that it can be beneficial to any one single individual. That's enough, masters. Even if it is not visible to us, it might be helpful for astrally also. Who knows? Right? We do not need to bound to any one person. If people are okay, if there is only one person, or this only if these many persons are there, then only I'll share. No need, masters. Even Patrisa, what he used to do, he has to go and say to, even if one person is there, he used to go and say. And even if no person is there, he sits there and meditate and he comes back. So now if you see such a big movement, how did it become? Because he did not think that it's only what he thought. He is doing his duty, what his dharma is, what he is supposed to do. That's what only he did it, without any kind of expectations of anything. So in every upcoming sessions where I will be narrating this book, I'll keep repeating this. So I request each and everyone in this platform to come and share their knowledge, masters. And with this, I will end the session. So we will meet again next week on Sunday again at the same time. Thank you, masters. Thank you, everyone. I'll end the session here.